Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Women Together Connect session. My name is Antoinette, and I am our host. And I'm so glad to be together and to see so many familiar faces. Today is really a community gathering session, a kind of practice session to allow us to continue to feel the heartbeat of our Women Together community. So wherever you may be, wherever you may be joining from, whether you're on Zoom here in this Zoom room or on YouTube, you can start to just say hello in the chat, and we'll let, I know that people are trickling in, so we'll let people come in and say hello and share where they're coming from. A warm, warm welcome to all of us landing here today, wherever you may be. And just recognizing that sometimes we also share a little bit about the weather, recognizing that we are all in this kind of our own little place, but we're also part of a larger global community too. So just recognizing the different places and spaces that we are calling in from, that we are joining, that we are clicking into Zoom together to share in some time and space. So let's see where we're coming from. Let's see, Arlington, Massachusetts, Asheville, North Carolina, Cupertino, California. It's planting time in Vermont. Hello from London and greetings from Cape Cod. Yeah, so there are many of us coming in from even, a small group of us. We're coming in from all over the United States and the global community. So wonderful to be together and to share. and to just recognize that the different places and spaces have different seasons and different rhythms. So for many of us, the sun is returning and we are connecting in our own places where we might be. Let's see, we've got the asparagus ready to harvest. We might be in planting season. We might be shedding or molting or shifting. So just noticing what is happening for you in your season, your place, in your space, and just noticing what it means to tend to earth. So that could mean physically going out into the garden or going out into the soil and digging in. And it could also mean tending to the earth inside planet self. So the earth of our own being, and noticing that there's weather that happens, there are seasons that happen. So we'll just do a little landing and check-in inside ourselves. I see also we've got we're spanning to Philadelphia, Ithaca, and Turkey. So wonderful to be all together from all these different points of the globe. So let's just find a comfortable seat and we will do our first tiny practice, and just connect in with wherever you are. So what I'd like to invite you to do is, if you are seated, just feel a sense of the connection of the body to the chair, to the earth. Feeling also a sense of uplift in the spine. Perhaps close your eyes and relax, or at least soften the gaze. And sometimes softening the gaze allows us to have a connection to the space around us without a solid focus. So just opening the awareness and softening the gaze. And just notice the breath today moving in and out of the body. And just noticing how the inner land on planet self is today. So just connecting into a sense of inner spaciousness. And when you're ready, just connecting with the intention. What brought you here today? And what do you hope to have happen? Just one little intention. Just seeing what comes up. And if it's available to you, you can type in the chat what your intention is for today. What do you hope to have happened today with this connection? This Women Together Connect. You can type in the chat or you can type in the YouTube comments. To learn one new thing about myself, time together, and slowing down, connection with authentic women, a reset. And I think we could call it, instead of Women Together Connect, Women Together Weekly Reset. To have a deeper insight about being together, opening without expectations, learning from others, space, time. Beautiful. So we have a number of different intentions, and I fully appreciate the slowing down and even this concept of space time. I've been reading a book about time and what it is and where the idea of time comes from. So just making space time can be important and relevant for us. So let's see a couple more: to build connection with others and to open up to new perspectives, to arrive here and to show up for myself in silence and be here for you all. Togetherness. Wonderful. So wonderful intentions we have here. I'd like to invite us to just connect and welcome each other and just welcome our intentions. So if you can go on video, now is the time. And we will just be aware of those of us on the screen here and just connect with each other and just welcome each other and each of our intentions and all that we may be holding and caring for, intending. And just fully with an open heart, welcoming each of us here to this wonderful little group. Beautiful. So just taking each other in, noticing when you can begin to feel the others in the room and when they can begin to feel you. And today we're going to move into a little piece. We're building on what Dorian brought in last week. So I think most of us were here, but just to remind, Dorian Baroni last week brought in a topic of curiosity. She talked about the gift of curiosity. And when we moved into this meditation space with her, she invited us to connect into the world that we know is possible. And so today's topic is around imagining a better world. And I often find that setting an intention or establishing what our vision is allows us to step into that vision or intention. So just the act of envisioning it is a place to start. Now, Dorian also brought up the idea of what action can I take and what small action can I take. And I think that's an important topic. And we could do a lot around activism. Today, I want to just activate our imagination and activate this space that allows us to move into an active kind of possibility generating space together. And to do that, I also wanted to just do a little breathing exercise to allow us to kind of activate the brain, activate our bodies. And I don't know about all of you, but I have allergies. So this also helps me to just open up my sinuses, open up my nostrils, bring air in rather than focusing on the problematic stimuli of the allergens. So what I'd like to do is invite us into a breathing exercise together and do what feels comfortable for you. But I will guide us into a breathing exercise and then invite us to sit and meditate a bit and then maybe jot down some thoughts. So that's our time together for the next 15 or so minutes, and then we'll move into dialogue in small groups. So that is our time together today. And we'll start with this breathing exercise. Many of you may be quite familiar with this. If you've done any yoga, this is a very classic yoga breath. So we will close one nostril and breathe in through the other nostril. Then we'll hold the breath for a moment, and then we'll release through the nostril that we had closed before. And it's called alternate nostril breathing. So we'll just practice moving the air between the nostrils. And that also sets up a basis for each day, if you do it in the morning or the evening, for better sleep, for better brain activity. So just kind of recognizing what this opens up for you, and just noticing if it does anything for you or not. But we'll just do a little bit of breathing together. And I also find that manipulating the breath or finding ways to work with the breath is it's very it allows my it regulates my nervous system. So it allows my nervous system to kind of down regulate and land. So for those of us who are looking to slow down today, this should help. So I'd like to invite you to bring your thumb out and your pinky and ring finger out, and bend your first finger and second finger in. So you'll put your thumb on your right nostril, and we'll breathe everything out together. So you can let go of your thumb for now and just breathe everything out. Inhale, breathe everything in. Exhale completely. Bring your thumb to the right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril and hold. Release through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Hold. Release through the left. Inhale. Hold. Release through the right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through the left. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through the right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through the left. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through the right. And you can release and return to the breath and just feel the effect. Perhaps just a bit of openness, even just in the nostrils as you breathe in and out. And we'll take 3 full breaths together, exhaling completely. Inhale through the nostrils. You can hold for a moment at the top of the inhale. And then exhale completely through the nostrils. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Inhale. And release. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, release. And on the exhale through the nostrils, just noticing, perhaps closing your eyes and noticing where there is any sensation in the body. Just noticing any sensation, perhaps sensation in the brain or in the nostrils, in the sinuses, in the head space, or perhaps with this cycling of air, with this freshness, and this deepening of the breath. Perhaps you notice oxygen enlivening the muscles. And you notice any sensation in the chest and the arms and the back. And as you sit just for a moment, noticing if there's any sensation that could be classified as pain today, any sensation that feels like something's off, maybe a low back or a hip or shoulder, and just bringing awareness and attention and breath to that place. Awareness, attention, and breath to that place. Not trying to fix or change it, but just awareness that it's there, attention to just show for a moment that we care, and breath. Oxygen, nutrients, nourishment to that place. And regardless of whether you were here with Dorian last week or not, I'd like you for a moment to just think about or draw your awareness to a place or a problem in the world that you have been frustrated by, that you have felt pain around, something that you just notice doesn't feel right. That same kind of pain that you experienced in the body, if the world, if the earth, the world was a body and it was in pain, just noticing what that sensation feels like. And us as human beings, not separate from the earth, that we can feel that pain the same way that we can feel it in our bodies. So just drawing your awareness and attention to that. And it could be anything, it could be something that you saw on the news, it could be something that you experienced in your backyard, be something you experience in your community, and not trying to shift or change that thing, but just for a moment, calling it into your awareness, giving it some attention, and sending your breath to that place. And then for a moment, seeing that place or space or community, perhaps as if it were a barren landscape or a pinch in the body, just noticing if you can imagine or if you can sense this place or space or being at its highest potential. You know what it has the possibility to become. You know what it feels like when it is healthy and whole. And if just for a moment we can call our awareness and our attention to that highest future possibility. Holding in the mind's eye what that world looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, the sounds of it. Noticing if you have an intuitive thought or feeling, an intuition around the gap. So there's a gap between where it is now and what it has the potential to be. And just noticing if you have an intuition of what is needed now. And I'd like for you to, when you're ready, take your thoughts to pen and paper. So when and if you're ready, you can pick up your little notebook if it's around. Just jot down any thoughts or feelings or sensations that may have come up in this practice. Just jotting down any thoughts, perhaps any intuitions, or even just any inspiration you may have had about that possibility. Take just another minute to jot down our thoughts. And then reconnect to the screen, to each other. And we'll turn to each other in small breakout groups. So we'll just have a few people in each group and we will share with each other just what came up in this imagining. What was the thing that frustrated you? And then instead of focusing on, I know that we have a tendency sometimes to focus on the bad and focus on how hard it is. Let's for a moment focus on what's the potential that I connected with? What was possible here? So just turning to each other, connecting with what's possible, and we'll share our name, where we're coming from, our frustration and possibility, and just recognizing that we don't know what the other person had for breakfast, let alone their life experience and how important this thing might be to them or not. And just connect for about 20-ish minutes, about 20 minutes, and we'll be back, and then we'll have some final discussion and comments. So enjoy the time together, and we'll see you back in 20 minutes.